In this video, we will solve Cambridge IGCSE, Paper 4 Extended, Variant 4-2, June 2017, question number 6 onwards. Question number 6. Each morning, the probability that it rains is 2 over 3. So, the probability that it rains is 2 over 3. And we have to find this branch here. Both the branches always equal to 1. So, if you have one value and you want to find the other value, we have to subtract from 1. So 1 minus 2 over 3 is 1 over 3. That is, does not rain. If it rains, the probability that Asha walks to school is 1 over 7. So this is 1 over 7. This will be what? 1 minus 1 over 7, which is 6 over 7. If it does not rain, the probability that Asha walks to school is 4 over 7. So this here is 4 over 7. And does not walk will be 1 minus 4 over 7, which is 3 over 7. So we completed the tree diagram. Part B, find the probability that it rains and Asha walks to school. So it rains is 2 over 3 times walks to school is 1 over 7. When you go like this on the branch, we multiply. Multiply by 1 over 7 is 2 over 21. C1, find the probability that Asha does not walk to school. So it could be that it rains and she does not walk to school, or now we are changing the branch. When we say or, we have to put a plus. Plus, it does not rain and she does not walk to school. So it does not rain and does not walk to school. Now we'll replace the values here. 2 over 3 multiplied by 6 over 7 and 1 over 3 multiplied by 3 over 7. This will give us 15 over 21. Find the expected number of days Asha does not walk to school in a term of 70 days. We already found the probability of her not walking to school is 15 over 21. Just times it by 70 and we have the answer 50 days. D, find the probability that it rains on exactly one morning in a school week of 5 days. We could have the probability that it does not rain. It rains on the first day, so that will be 2 over 3. And the other 4 days, it does not rain. That is 1 over 3. So we times it 4 times. Or it could be that it does not rain the first day, then it rains, and the other 3 days, it does not rain. So you are going to have 5 probabilities. Instead of writing it every single time separate, you can just multiply this whole answer by 5. And that will give you 10 over 243. Question number 7. Part A. In this part, all lengths are in centimeters. We have been given a rectangle and a square. Find the value of x when the perimeter of the rectangle is equal to the perimeter of the square. The perimeter of the rectangle can be found by either adding all the 4 sides together or by using the rule 2 length plus width. And to find the area, the perimeter of the square, again we can add the 4 sides, 3x minus 1, 3x minus 1, or you can multiply 3x minus 1 by 4. So your length is 2x plus 6 and your width is 2x plus 1. When we expand this bracket, 4 multiplied by 3 will give us 12x, and negative 1 multiplied by 4 is negative 4. 2x plus 2x is 4x plus 6 plus 1, 7. Open the bracket up and we will get 8x plus 14 is equal to 12x minus 4. We'll bring the like terms together. The negative 4, if we bring here, it will be positive 4. And the 8x will be negative 8x. So 18 is equal to 12 minus 8. 12x minus 8x is going to give us 4x. Divide 18 by 4, and that is your value of x. X is 4.5. In part 2, find the value of x when the area of the rectangle is equal to the area of the square. Show all your working. Area of the rectangle can be found by multiplying length with width. And this area is equal to the area of the square, which is found by side square. So you can see that your length is 2x plus 6 and your width is 2x plus 1. The side of a square is 3x minus 1 square. We are going to expand this bracket. So 2x multiplied by 2x will give us 4x square. 2x multiplied by 1 is 2x. 6 multiplied by 2 is 12x, and 6 multiplied by 1 is 6. To open this bracket, you can use the formula a minus b square is equal to a square minus 2ab plus b square. A is 3x, so 3x square minus 2 multiplied by a, which is 3x, multiplied by 1 plus b square, and b is 1, so 1 square. Either you open your bracket up in this way, or we can expand it. It's negative 6x plus 1. Or you can expand it 3x minus 1 multiplied by 3x minus 1. Whichever way you find it easy, you can do it. Bring all the x's on one side. 9x squared minus 6x plus 1. So this will become negative 4x squared. 2x plus 12x is 14x. If I bring to the other side, it will become negative 14x. And negative 6 is equal to 0. Put the x's together. 9 minus 4x squared will give us 5x squared. Negative 6x and negative 14x will give us negative 20x. 6 will give us negative 5 is equal to 0. We can see that all these numbers are divisible by 5. So we will divide it by 5 and get x squared minus 4x minus 1 is equal to 0. This cannot be solved by factorization, so we will use the quadratic formula, which is negative b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Our a is 1, b is the number before x, which is negative 4, and c is the number which is alone, negative 1. We'll just replace in the equation everything. So this negative is already there, and our b is negative. Put it in a bracket. Plus and minus square root. Negative 4 square minus 4. And we will get x is equal to 2 plus or minus square root 5. So therefore x is equal to 2 plus square root 5, or x is equal to 2 minus square root 5. Put this in the calculator, write it in a decimal form. X is equal to 4.236, round it to 2 decimal place. X is equal to 4.24. And this, when we put in the calculator, you got a negative answer. X cannot be negative because it is related to length, and therefore it's rejected. And we are going to use x is equal to 4.24. Part B, factorize x squared plus 4x minus 1. In this equation, what is your A? 1. B, the number before x, which is 4. And C is the number without x, negative 5. When you are factorizing, you have to multiply A with C. So 1 multiplied by negative 5 is negative 5. And you have to write the factors of 5, which is 1 multiplied by 5 When you add or the factors, you should get b, which is 4. So for 5, we have only two factors, 1 and 5. We want the 4 to be positive, therefore -1 and +5. X minus 1 and x plus 5 is the factorization. Part 2, solve the equation. Whenever you are solving a fraction, the first thing you need to do is have a common denominator. So multiply this by x plus 1 and the numerator by x plus 1. And the denominator here we are going to multiply by x. Expand the bracket. 5 multiplied by x is 5x. 5 multiplied by 1 is plus 5. -8 multiplied by x is -8x over x. X plus 1 is equal to 1. When you simplify this, we will get 5 minus 3x. This equation bring here, so 1 multiplied by x and x plus 1 will be the same. Expand the bracket, we'll get x squared plus x. Bring all the terms on one side, so x squared plus x. The positive 5 when we bring to the other side will be negative, and the negative 3x will become positive 3x. So this, when you simplify, you will get x squared plus 4x minus 5 is equal to 0. We have already factorized x squared plus 4x minus 5 here. So we'll just replace it. X minus 1 and x plus 5 is equal to 0. Therefore, x minus 1 is equal to 0 or x plus 5 is equal to 0. -1, it goes to the other side, will be +1, and plus 5 will become -5. So these are your answers for x. Question number 8. So we have a pyramid on a rectangular base. AC and BD intersect at M, and AB and BC is given to us. N is the midpoint of BC. Calculate the angle PNM. So this is the triangle we are talking about, PNM. We need to find this angle here. For that, we'll use trigonometry, but we need two sides. One, PM is given to us. What about MN? MN is going to be 4. As this whole line here is 8, so therefore half of it is going to be 4. You have to find this angle. So you have the opposite and you have the adjacent. That means we are going to use 10. 10n is equal to opposite over adjacent. Therefore, angle n is equal to 10 inverse 9 over 4. This will give us 66.03. We can round it to 66 degrees. Part B show that PM is equal to 5 centimeter. So this is 5 centimeter. But to find that, we will have to find the whole line BD. This is 6, so even the opposite side will be 6, and this is 8. Always remember, it's a corner of the rectangular, so it's going to be a 90 degrees. So if you draw a triangle here, this is BD, M is in the middle, and this is the right angle. This is 6 and this is 8. BM is the midpoint of M is the midpoint of BD. So when you find BD and you divide it by 2, you will get BM. To find the hypotenuse, if two sides are given, it's a right angle triangle, we use the Pythagoras theorem. So it's A square plus B square is equal to C square, where C is your hypotenuse. So you can write C is equal to 6 square plus 8 square. That will give you BD. To find BM, we are going to just divide it by 2 and we will get 5 centimeter. Calculate the angle between the HPB and the base ABCD. So this is what we are looking at, the triangle, and we have to find the angle between the base ABCD and PB. This is the angle. We know that BM is 5 and PM is 9. So again we have opposite over adjacent. So we are going to use 10. Therefore B is equal to 10 inverse 9 over 5, and we will get angle B is 60.9 degrees. Next, a point X is on PC. So that PX is equal to 7.5 centimeter. Calculate BX. The only information we have been given is the point X is on PC and that PX is, suppose this is X here, and PX is 7.5. And we need to find this PX. Before we do that, we'll have to find a lot of other things. Beginning with, we need to find what is the length of PC, and we know that PC equals PB. To find that, we are going to use the triangle PBM. We already found BM, which is 5, and PM, which is 9. Now to find PB, we need to understand that it is the hypotenuse. To find the hypotenuse, we use A square plus B square is equal to C square. Therefore, C is equal to the square root of the square of the two numbers, which is 9 square plus 5 square. And this will give us 10.29. You can round it to one decimal place, 10.3. Now that we know that PB is 10.3, if you look at the triangle PBC, you will see that we have got 3 sides. We will use the cosine rule to find the angle P. This is the rule we are going to use. If you want to find P, you must have the side BC, the opposite side after the negative. And both these sides are 10.3. So using the cos rule, cos P is equal to 10.3 square plus 10.3 square minus 6 square, which is opposite the angle P, divided by 2 multiplied by 10.3 multiplied by 10.3. And we will get 0.83. Therefore, P is equal to cos inverse 0.83, giving us 33.86. Rounded to one decimal place, 33.9 degrees. Now that we know that this angle is 33.9 and we want to find BX, we'll use the same cos rule but rearrange it to make A the subject. Therefore, BX square is equal to 10.3 square plus 7.5 square minus 2 times 10.3 times 7.5 and cos 33.9. This whole answer, we will square root it, and you will put here 10.3 square. You can put in the calculator everything together. It's much easier. Cos 33.9, and this will give us 5.839, and we'll round it to 2 decimal place, 5.84 centimeter. That is our BX. Question number 9 is a speed distance time graph. This is the distance and the time given. A1, find the speed of the train between 7 and 7:30. To find the speed, we use the formula speed is equal to distance over time taken. So 7 to 7:30 is 30 minutes, but we have to find it in hour. To change the minutes into hours, we divide by 60, which will give us 0.5. So the distance, as you can see, is 50 divided by 0.5. You will get 100 kilometer per hour. A2, find the average speed for the whole journey. We are going to use the same formula we used before. Speed is equal to distance over time taken. The total distance is 200. And the time from 7 o'clock till 9:10 is 2 hours and 10 minutes. To convert, so it's 2 hours plus 10 minutes. To convert the 10 minutes into hours, we will divide it by 60. So 200 divided by 2 plus 10 over 60 will give you the total speed, which is 92.3 kilometer per hour. Part B is a speed time graph, and it shows the first 30 minutes of another train journey. The distance traveled is 100 kilometer. The maximum speed of the train is v kilometer per hour. Find the value of v. In a speed time graph, the distance is the area under the curve, and you can see that this is a trapezium. So distance is equal to half a plus b times height. Distance is 200. We need to find A and B. A and B are the two parallel sides. But if this is in minutes, we have to convert it into hours. So this is 30 minutes. So 30 divided by 60 to convert into hour, plus B is this part here. It's from 6:05 to 6:25, 20 minutes. Therefore 20 over 60. H, your height is, this is the height, which is V. Now we are going to simplify this. Multiply by to the other side, so you will get 1200 is equal to 50 over 60 V. Therefore 1200 is equal to 5 over 6 V. 1200, the denominator when we move to the other side will become multiply, and the numerator will become the denominator. This will give you 240 is your speed. Question number 2. Find the acceleration of the train during the first 5 minutes. Give your answer in meter per second square. The unit is important. We have speed, which is kilometer per hour, and this is in minutes. To find the acceleration, we do question number 2. Find the acceleration of the train during the first 5 minutes. Give your answer in meter per second square. The units are very important here. To find the acceleration, we subtract the final speed with the initial speed. So 240 minus 0, that will be 240 kilometer per hour, and divided by the time taken, which is 5 minutes. We need to change kilometer per hour into meter per second and the minutes also into seconds. It's a good idea that write it separately, right? 240 kilometer per hour divided by 5 minutes. To change the kilometer per hour into meter per seconds, kilometer is 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. So multiply by 1000, divide by hour, which is 1, and we want to change it to seconds. So 60 multiplied by 60 60 minutes multiplied by 60 will give us the seconds. Divided by 5, again it is minutes, so we multiply by 60 to turn it into seconds. Now this whole thing, put in the calculator with proper brackets and you will get 2/9 meter per second square. Question number 10. Question number A. Find f of -3. So in place of x, we will substitute -3 and we'll get -12. B. Find the value of x when f of x is equal to 19. This is f of x. We'll make it equal to 19. So therefore 3x minus 2 is equal to 19. -2 when we bring there will be +2. So 3x is equal to 21. And x is equal to 21 divided by 3, which is 7. C. Find f of h of 2. The first thing we'll do is find h of 2. That will be 3 to the power of 2, which is 9. This will substitute in f of x. So 3, 9 minus 2, and you will get 25 as the answer. Part D. Find g of f of x plus f of x plus x. So the first thing, g of f of x, g of x is x square. So in place of x, we will substitute 3x minus 2. And the square is out. Plus f of x, which is 3x minus 2, plus x. We have to expand the bracket. To expand the bracket 3x minus 2, you can multiply 3x minus 2 by 3x minus 2, or learn the identity a minus b square bracket is equal to a square minus 2ab plus b square. When we are using this identity, our a is 3x and b is 2. So we'll just replace in the identity. So 3x square minus 2 multiplied by a multiplied by b plus b square plus 3x minus 2 plus x. When we simplify it, we'll get 9x squared. Remember, the square is for the 3 and for the x. And minus 12x plus 4 plus 3x minus 2 plus x. Add the like terms together, all the x's with the signs. So we have -12 plus 3 plus 1x. -8x and plus 4 minus 2 plus 2. So that's our final answer, and it has been simplified. Part E. Find the inverse of f of x. This is our f of x. In place of f of x, write y is equal to 3x minus 2. The main thing here is to make x your subject. So y, the plus -2 will become +2. Divide the whole thing by 3. So this is equal to x. In place of x, now we are going to write f of inverse x. And in place of y, we will write x plus 2/3. So this is the f of inverse of x. This brings us to the end of this tutorial. Thank you for watching.